Welcome students in the online organic chemistry lecture series. Today in this video we are going to study about this point of carbohydrate topic, that is reactions of D-glucose and D-fructose. These two are the very well-known carbohydrates, as we have seen a lot of stuff about this D-glucose and D-fructose in previous videos. Now onwards of this topic we have to study their reactions, and the very important reaction is the Osazone formation reaction. It is the characteristic reaction of this D-glucose and D-fructose. Now we'll see what is this Osazone formation reaction one by one. Now one thing which is very important to state here is that the reactions of this D-glucose and D-fructose are due to the presence of active groups like alcoholic OH group and carbonyl group, which is present there in the form of aldehyde group or ketonic group. Okay, so first of all, the first reaction in this video we have to study is the Osazone formation. Now I can say that osazones are the derivatives are osazones are the derivatives of carbohydrates. Okay, so I will write down here the important point regarding the osazone first of all. So osazones are the derivatives of carbohydrates, I can say. Okay, so they are formed when sugars are reacted with excess of phenylhydrazine. Okay, so I can write down over here, osazones are formed when sugars are reacted when sugars are reacted with excess of phenylhydrazine. Excess of phenylhydrazine. Okay, now here the word excess is very important. So osazones are formed when sugars are treated with excess of phenylhydrazine. Okay, and the reaction was discovered by the German chemist. The name of that chemist was Emil Fischer. And he used the reaction to identify the monosaccharides whose stereochemistry differed by only one chiral carbon. So Emil Fischer used this reaction to distinguish or to identify the monosaccharides which differs only at one carbon atom. Okay, now another important thing about this osazone is osazones are highly colored and crystalline compound. Remember, colored and crystalline compounds. Okay, so this is the identification of osazones. They are highly colored and crystalline compounds. Okay, and they can be easily detected by their melting points. Glucose gives a broomstick or needle shaped crystal, whereas maltose gives a sunflower shaped crystal. So we can say that they have a characteristic melting point and crystals, I can say. Okay, so this is all about the in general points regarding the osazone. So once again I will explain. Osazones are the derivatives of carbohydrates, I can say. Okay, osazones are formed when sugars are reacted with excess of phenylhydrazine. This word is important, excess of phenylhydrazine. Okay, then the reaction was used by the scientist Emil Fischer to distinguish the monosaccharides differing at only one carbon atom. Then osazones are highly colored and crystalline compounds. They have characteristic melting points and crystals. So this is the in general information about the oxazole. Now we will see the reaction of D-glucose and D-fructose with phenylhydrazine. That means we have to study now the oxazones of D-glucose and D-fructose. Now let's see first of all the oxazones of D-glucose and later on we will see the oxazones of D-fructose. So first of all we'll see how to obtain the oxazones of this D-glucose. Now D-glucose is very familiar to all of you. So first of all I will draw here the structure of D-glucose HC double bond O. So this is the free aldehyde group, you know, as you know. Then vertical line and 6 carbon is of CH2OH, as you know. In between there are 4 carbon atoms, you know very well now. Okay, so first second carbon is having OH group on right hand side, then fourth and fifth carbon is having OH group on right hand side, only third carbon is having OH group on left hand side, I will say. So in this way we can draw the structure of D glucose, I can say. Okay, so this is the D glucose. So as I said earlier, when this D glucose is treated with phenylhydrazine, now you know phenylhydrazine. So an arrow I will use the phenylhydrazine. Phenylhydrazine means NH2N NH pH. Okay, so this is known as phenylhydrazine. That means benzene ring, and to that benzene ring, if NH2 group is attached, then it is known as phenylhydrazine. Now you know that on nitrogen there are lone pair of electrons. So nitrogen is nucleophilic, I can say. Okay, so it is having electron rich species, and whereas this carbon is electron deficient due to the electronegativity of this oxygen. So this carbon is electrophilic carbon. So this nitrogen will attack on this carbon. Okay, and there is a condensation reaction and water molecule is removed to form the phenylhydrazine of this D-glucose. So I will write down here the structure HC double bond N NH pH. Okay, and the rest of the molecule will be the same. Okay, so CH2OH, in between you know there are 4 carbons. In this way I can draw them. So OH 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 H H OH H and H. So you see here what is happening. The free carbon of this carbonyl group is attacked by the phenylhydrazine because the nitrogen is having lone pair of electrons, so it attacks on the electron deficient carbon to form this phenylhydrazine. Okay, so aldehyde group is converted into this group, remember. So the name of this is phenylhydrazine of D-glucose. Okay, so it is the phenylhydrazine of D-glucose, and there is a elimination of water molecule. Now what happen if we use the second mole of the phenylhydrazine H2N NHPH? Now there is a no free carbonyl group to attack this nitrogen. Okay, here there was a free carbonyl group, that's why the phenylhydrazine attacks on this carbon, but here now there is no free carbonyl group. So the phenylhydrazine now perform the role of oxidation. It performs the oxidation of this phenylhydrazine of glucose. So this second carbon, this carbon is oxidized and there is a formation of this structure. I will write down here HC double bond N NH pH, and second carbon is oxidized into free carbonyl group in this way. Okay, rest of the molecule is as it is. So there will be 3 carbons. Okay, so this 3 carbon can be written as it is. Okay, so this is known as phenylhydrazone of glucosan. Phenylhydrazone of glucosone. So here, due to the presence of this free carbonyl group, now the name of the D-glucose becomes glucosone. Okay, so the second molecule do the oxidation, remember, and then finally, if we use another molecule of this phenylhydrazine, PH, NH, NH2. Now you know there is free carbonyl group available. Okay, so this will attack over here to form the phenylhydrazone once again. So the structure will be like this: HSC double bond N, NH, okay, again the second free carbonyl group again form the phenylhydrazone in this way, and the rest of the molecule will be as it is. Here are three carbons: OH, OH, H, OH, H and H. Now this structure is known as glucosazone. Okay, so we can say that D-glucose is converted into glucosazone when it is reacted with excess of phenylhydrazine. Okay, so it is very important reaction in carbohydrate chemistry. I will once again explain. See, first of all, draw the structure of D-glucose. Okay, you know there are 6 carbon atoms. This first aldehyde group is free in the D-glucose. That's why this phenylhydrazine attacks on this electrophilic carbon to form phenylhydrazone of D-glucose. Okay, then second mole of the phenylhydrazone do the oxidation of this phenylhydrazone of D-glucose to phenylhydrazone of glucosazone. Okay, so that the second carbon becomes free now, and then the third molecule of phenylhydrazine reacts with this carbonyl group once again to form this glucosazone. So in glucosazone there is a these two functionality. Okay, so this is known as glucosazone. So this is the reaction known as osazone formation of the D-glucose. Okay, so similarly we can form the osazones of D-fructose. Now we'll see that reaction. Now let's see the osazones of D-fructose. In previous slide we have seen how to form the osazones of D-glucose. Now here we have to see how to form the osazones of D-fructose. So in the same way we can form the osazones of D-fructose as well. So first of all we will draw the structure of D-fructose. You know structure of D-fructose: CH2OH. Okay, then second carbon is free carbonyl group. Okay, and then there are three carbons, and finally there is a CH2OH once again. So here there are three carbons I will draw here. So OH, OH, H, OH, H and H. So this is the structure of D fructose. Remember, structure of D fructose. So here the free carbonyl group is present at second number. Now when we react this D fructose with phenylhydrazine, so you know phenylhydrazine is NH2, NH, pH. Now you know there is a free electrons present on the nitrogen, so it is nucleophilic. So this will attack over this carbon. Okay, and there is a removal of water molecule to form this intermediate. So I will draw the structure of this intermediate: CH2OH, C double bond N NH pH. Okay, now rest of the molecule will be as it is. So there are three carbons, OH, 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 H and H. Now this is known as the phenyl hydrazone of fructose. Phenyl hydrazone of fructose. Okay, now when this phenyl hydrazone of fructose again reacts with another molecule of this phenyl hydrazine PH NH NH2. Now again you see here the structure of this phenyl hydrazone of fructose. There is a no free carbonyl group available. Now this carry out this PH NH NH2, that is phenyl hydrazine, will do the oxidation of this group now. Okay, so here addition of oxygen takes place and this group is converted into the aldehyde group, free aldehyde group, in this way. So I will draw here the structure. Okay, then C double bond N NH pH, rest of the molecule is as it is. So CH2OH, OH, 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 H and H. So this is known as phenyl hydrazone of fructosone. Phenyl hydrazone of fructosone. Okay, and the side product here is aniline, that is PHNH2 plus ammonia. So these are the two side products obtained in this step. In D-glucose also these two side products are obtained. Okay, so this is the formation of phenyl hydrazone of D-fructosone. Now when this phenyl hydrazone of D-fructosone again reacts with third molecule of phenyl hydrazine PHNH NH2. Now you know that there is a free carbonyl group present, so this will attack on this carbon again to form the oxazone. Okay, so I will write down here the structure. The structure will become H C double bond N NH pH, again C double bond N NH pH, and the rest of the structure is as it is. I will say CH2OH, so OH, OH, H, OH, H and H. So this is the fructosazone. Remember, this is the fructosazone. So we can say that D-fructose is converted into fructosazone when it is reacted with excess of phenyl hydrazine PHNH NH2. So how many moles of phenyl hydrazines are required for the oxazone formation? In D-glucose as well as in D-fructose there are 3 moles. So this is the first, remember, this is second and this is third. So 3 moles of phenyl hydrazones are required for the oxazone formation. So this is an important point you have to remember, because it is asked in objective type questions in various exams. So this is all about the oxazone formation reactions of D-glucose and D-fructose. So in this video we'll stop here and we'll meet in the next video with another reactions of this D-glucose and D-fructose. So have a nice day. Thank you.